So, this is Eber. Hello, my good YouTube followers. I'm gonna try and complete a road to 40. Um, it's I guess you call it a mini series until I make it to Greater Rift 40. I haven't broken 40, so I am earlier in the season when I was pushing for Greater Rifts. I got to like 39. Never really broke 40 and just kind of dicked around and tried other things for season 3. But from here on out till the end of the season, which is currently August 9th, I've got like a week, 2 weeks, I think that is, to see if I can break 40. So this is going to be my mini series, my testament to breaking 40, get the achievement before this season ends. Alright, so I'm going to talk about my current setup, and if I make any changes, I'll also make, I guess, attachment videos on why I'm making those changes. There's still a few things I have to change. Hold on. Alright, yeah, so my current build is mainly, predominantly, Wrath of the Waste. It's a 5-piece with a Ring of Royal Grandeur. I'm fairly heavy on the crit side, so I'm using a lot of things that are more beneficial to crit. But my current setup is the Endless Walker's Amulet and Ring. It's more movement speed and crit and stuff, fun stuff. I can also have the Ring of Royal Grandeur for the 6-set effect. I am using Blue Coast Oath, so I have that synergy going on. I don't have an Ancient offhand. I've gotten 2 main hands that dropped Ancient this season, but nothing for the offhand, but we can only do so much, right? I'm using a Hexagon Pants of Mr. Yon, just to trying to keep it moving. Reaper's Wraps. This has been one of my good sustains that I've been trying to keep going. They're not the best armor on them. It's really just annoying, but oh well. Challenge Chains. This is strictly for the movement speed, although I did find a pretty good one that I like for a season, so I'm using that to kind of push forward. The only other notable things really, I love this chest because I was able to get the damage reduction from melee plus the 11% from elites on there. Ancient Gauntlets, that was a big plus for me. I already talked about the Hexen Pegs of Mr. Yan, but we're able to get those Ancient too. If I could get any more other pieces that were Ancient, I'd be really happy, but I can't, so I'm just gonna have to work with what I've got. On the skill side, I don't really have anything else that's good in my right click slot, so I've been using Overpower, Killing Spree for the crit increase, of course Whirlwind Blood Funnel for sustain, Wrath of the Berserker, Insanity. I'm bouncing in between Insanity and Giant Strider. Right now I'm going to do Insanity for these ruins, these Greater Rift stones that I have. I'm just going to clean up and try and level up some of my stones, one of my stones anyways. We're going to go ahead with Battle Rage, Bloodshed. The crit, for right now, is kind of important, but I might try other things later on. Of course, Warcry Impunity, that needs no introduction, and Sprint, Run Like the Wind. The tornadoes left behind are pretty cool. I do have Bottomless Potion of Kool-Aid, just to break through Wallers, because Wallers currently are still kind of annoying to me, but they're not the worst thing in the world, and that's pretty much straightforward. If we want to talk about the core Paragons, of course I don't need much movement speed because I have so much going in, so I have a lot of strength and some fury increase since Bogathos is really keeping me up. A little bit of cooldown reduction, that's mainly for the Wrath of the Berserker. Yeah, not much else to talk about. The critical strike and then the crit damage is just important. Onwards, of course, max your resistance, and then I've been bouncing in between life and armor, mainly armor because I already have a lot of life in my personal opinion, but that's just me. Of course, reduce your resource cost, life on hit, and then I've been trying to get area damage filled in as I go along now. So this is just my current setup. If I will make any changes, again, I'll just make a small video for it, but here we go. Let's get this started. Oh man, this is exactly what I was talking about. Annoying ass wallers that are in the way. I get short work of them, so it's not so bad. In the meantime, I can make a nice mention about how well the PTR went for my personal experience. I tried out Barb, I tried out Paladin. I don't have Monk well enough to try out, but maybe next season. As far as how I think PTR is gonna look, I'm excited for it. Actually, I'm really excited for it. The introduction of the cube makes a major difference in terms of playability for certain builds. It opened up the window big time. It just blows it right open. I think one of the things that I like the most is the different options it brings in terms of what's different. For me, I'm in the No Furnace Club, so finding a weapon on anybody is almost always a difficult task. I have looked into it through the Barb's perspective mainly, and one of the things that always was a big question for me: what was I going to do for weapons? I ended up using Scourge because I felt as you're traveling over most mobs anyways, at least in lower greater rifts, the damage that it output from that was like 2,000% for your weapon in that moment as you're attacking versus the attack speed. Oh, it was just amazing. It doesn't proc off anything like your whirlwinds or nothing, but or your tornadoes, I should say. But it's still just it by itself was major, especially if you're getting your hands on ancient weapons. I mean, it was a nice burst of damage. And opening the gates in terms of gear that you can use or builds. I used Focus and Restraint. They changed up how Stomp and other defensive spells that are still doing damage work, so it was activating the resource building side of Focus and Restraint. So Whirlwind with Ground Stomp, holding something still and then beating it into the ground, absolutely amazing. I just got another sword. Watch this. If this is ancient, I'm gonna be so upset. No, this is the offhand. Please be ancient. Fuck. It's a lot better than mine, so we'll actually be making an upgrade to this. I gotta check my box and see if I have a cube. If I have a cube, this might work out well. The current gems that I do have, I didn't talk about my gems. I'm using a Wrath of Lightning just for movement speed. I might use this with IK if I can't seem to break the 40 like I've been wanting to. Just to try it out, because I hate how slow and sluggish IK feels. Ooh, excuse me. Again, Taegook, we all know what that does. Bane of the Trapped, again, needs no introduction. This is like self-explanatory, just win by itself. So, Go ahead and try and upgrade this. Nada. Wow. Alright, that's fine. No hard feelings. No hard feelings. On to the next rift.
They say it's love, it don't take much to see what's missing. You say you're real, but really what's real to a nigga that's lived it. And I'll give it my all, just as long as you're willing to listen. Even if you lying, in due time you'll see my vision.